The scope is a Bushnell 3 to 9 by 40. I've picked this because the eyepiece is just less than 1.5 inches, so it'll fit in the pipe, but any scope will do. The camera I'm using is a PowerShot A2000. It's got a nice big screen so I can see enough detail to aim with. The camera needs to have an optical zoom or it won't work. It's also got a lens that's slightly less than 1.5 inches, so it will also fit in the tube. Another nice thing about this camera is that it runs on AA batteries, so I don't have to worry if it dies in the field. This is standard 1.5 inch PVC tubing. The eyepiece should fit in easily. I've also picked up a screw that will fit in the tripod mount for the camera. This thin sheet metal bracket will be used to make the shell to hold the camera. I bought one with a bend in it just to save time. Anything will do so long as it's big enough to go around the camera. A large L bracket will hold the case and the tube together and reinforce the bottom so it won't shake. The L shape will allow me to drill a mounting hole and have the camera lens lined up in the middle. I'm going to use painter's tape to wrap the scope eyepiece. It's smooth and it won't mark. Double-sided mounting tape for padding, and a few pipe rings to hold it all together. The first thing I'm going to do is make a template for the case. I have to find the dimensions of the camera and the center point of the lens. And there we go. Now pop a hole in the middle. The last thing I need to do with the paper is cut it out and use it to sketch the design on the bracket. Now I'm going to measure the outside diameter of the pipe and use the radius of that to make some marking lines on the metal. This way I can be sure it's centered. There, perfectly marked. Now I'm going to extend the lines and mark off the edges to cut it into a box shape. Then cut it to size with a cutting tool. Now to delicately form the shape. There, it's half done. Skipping ahead, here's the box. The next thing to do is drill holes in the middle and every 45 degrees around the edge. Draw some lines between the holes and cut them out. Carefully bend out the leaves. When you're done, the pipe should fit snugly in. Check the camera fit. It should be perfectly centered with a little space in the bottom for the cushioning. Drill the bottom hole and then the top corner up so you can reach the on-off switch. Next is the bracket. It needs to be bent so it can fit on the bottom of the box and snug against the tube. It's on the wrong side here, but you get the idea. Drill the hole. And there you have a bracket. You just have to cut off the excess. Now screw on the pipe rings. Measure and cut the screw for the camera. Finally add double-sided tape for a cushion on the bottom. Now to put it all together. Here's the rough version of the final mount. I put some painter's tape on the scope to make it fit tightly. And there you have it, a working, reliable, removable scope camera that attaches to the scope instead of the gun. Now to see how it works on my 22. Here are some pictures of the final mount from different angles. Pause on one of the images if you want to see detail. I'll be putting a high-res version on my blog at airsoftlife.com. Thanks for watching, and if you have any comments or suggestions, please let me know in the comments.